want to say welcome to everyone here. It's really a pleasure for me to be able to talk to people that are involved in the state governments of America. Um, you know, States have always been considered the laboratory of democracy. And I had my first experience yesterday testifying in front of the state legislatures. And it was really a very impressive laboratory of democracy where the real desire is to hear from both sides and then try to make the right decision. So I really want to thank each of you that are here today, the people that are running our state governments, and tell you how much that we value the importance of the work you're doing. It's also a good time to be reminded that the states created the federal government, not the other way around. So let's give that some people tend to forget that. I think we all know that today America is under attack from within. Political activists have taken control of our federal government, most of our state governments, all of our public universities, and they're now getting entrenched in our K through 12 education. This has been going on for a long time. And what they're also trying to do is, through their control of these institutions, they're trying to silence their opposition. The event where I testified earlier this week was all about free speech. We're going to talk a lot more about that today. But, when you look up the First Amendment, and there's a reason why it was the First Amendment, it was to protect the freedom of religion and the freedom of speech. And that's what our founders knew was the key and the bedrock of our society if we wanted to stay free. Well, if you look up the word abridged, and the First Amendment says free speech shall not be abridged, it means to reduce, diminish, or curtail. So what's happening today in public universities, and I think around our country, is our free speech is being diminished and curtailed. And they let us talk, but they don't let us. It's really making a big impact, especially in universities. And I think all of us would say that, that it's working. And so they've kind of got our backs against the wall, I think, right now. And I think most of you would agree with that. So I think we have to save America. I think most of us would agree that it's time to really do that. The stakes are high. But when you talk about saving America, what do you really mean? Well, I think most of us would stop and think and say, well, it's about conserving America's values. Well, ask yourself, well, what are those values? I'm a big fan of Dennis Prager and have been for 25 years, and he had the best answer I've ever heard for that. He said, just look in your pocket. Every coin that the U.S. produces says three things. One is in God we trust. The second is liberty. And the third is e pluribus unum. In God we trust, liberty, and from many come one, unity. God, freedom, liberty, unity. Those are the American values that we have to conserve. So over the last year or so, I've been working with a number of conservative leaders in America to try to come up with a messaging theme, because as we all know, Republicans are not always united in everything like our opponents on the left, but we're trying to get clear on what are the right messaging. And, we really have to take, I believe, a moderate tone if we want to win these elections. And, we've already won the far right and the people and the conservatives. It's the middle we have to win. But some of the themes that we came up with, I'd like to share them with you briefly, are these. First, let's replace chaos with common sense. I think we all see the chaos that's going on now under our Democratic president, but let's replace that chaos with common sense. Our ideas are better than their ideas. Vote like your family's future depends on it. It does. Solutions that work for working people, gas, groceries. And then let's unite for a safe America. And I think affordability and safety are two of the best words we can use. So we really need to make sure that we win big in 2024. And in order to do that, we have to get really clear on our values, we have to get clear on our plan, and we have to get going. Thank you.